Hi, I'm Peter from Solmetric. When evaluating a site for solar energy production, you need to assess how shade from nearby buildings, trees, and other obstructions is going to impact your potential energy production. In this video, I'm going to share how solar site assessment can be made a lot easier with the Solmetric SunEye. The SunEye is an electronic handheld tool for measuring shade and solar access. First, I'll give a brief overview of the SunEye, then walk through a basic measurement with this simple skyline. Then we will show how to interpret the results and how to bring them into your desktop computer for printing and creating reports. So let's take a quick tour of the SunEye. It has a built-in digital camera with a special fisheye lens that enables you to take a precisely calibrated picture of the entire sky all in one go. So you'll be able to see the entire horizon 360 degrees around you, all in a single image. For orienting the camera, there's a compass and a bubble level. And for controlling the device, there's a built-in computer with a touchscreen interface that can be controlled either with a stylus or with your finger. So imagine that we're up on a roof or at another potential site, and we're looking approximately south, assuming we're in the northern hemisphere. This setup shows our skyline with two trees. One larger tree off to the left or to the east, and one smaller tree off to the right or to the west. Now, whenever we make a measurement using the SunEye, we need to orient the SunEye so that it's facing magnetic south using the compass as a guide, and so that it's level using the bubble level as a guide. This is a key point using the SunEye. Always magnetic south, always level, and that's regardless of your roof's tilt and your roof's azimuth. Okay, let's look at the SunEye's controls now in more detail. We'll begin in the SunEye's Session Properties menu, where you can create a new session or browse existing sessions. And let's begin with a new session. And we can enter in a session name using the built-in soft keypad. And let's create a session named Design. And let's then choose the session location, which can be done either from a list of cities that's built into the SunEye or from the GPS unit that's a companion unit to the SunEye, or by manually entering the latitude and longitude. We'll pick from a list of cities for the current region. We'll pick Sebastopol, California. And then the session is established, and you can see the latitude, longitude, and magnetic declination automatically loaded for that location. Notice that we also can see here the sun icon in the lower left. This is the main menu button. Press the main menu button to access additional menus, including the session menu and the skyline menu. Now, the skyline menu is the sky pictures, and so we'll go ahead and create a new sky picture. At the first skyline in each session, we're requested for the panel orientation to use as a default for that session. So we enter in the panel azimuth and tilt. Let's assume we have an azimuth of 150 degrees that we read from the compass, which means it would be a magnetic azimuth, and we have a 20 degrees panel tilt. We select OK to accept those settings, and then the camera goes live showing the sun paths for this location and the active camera showing the 360 degree horizon view. Now notice that the sun paths are to the south, and therefore it is, even though I'm in this image, I won't affect the readings that are within the sun paths, so it's okay because I'm to the north, facing the device to the south. So we'll go ahead and put the device into our scene, and we'll see the trees in the preview mode. And as we virtually walk around to various locations on the roof, you can see how the effects of the trees will vary at different locations on the roof. Let's look at the preview mode in more detail here. We're holding the SunEye south and level, and we can walk around to different locations on the roof. Let's begin down on the low portion of the roof. Over on the east side, we can see the effect of the larger tree, and a little bit from the other tree to the west. Now let's walk along the roof toward that smaller tree. We can see it start to come into play there. And now let's go to a point higher on the roof, up toward the ridge of the roof, and we can see the relative size of the trees becomes smaller. And as we walk back across to the east side of the roof, we can see the large tree there, and then we can walk down toward that tree and see how it's going to impact us. So this allows us to experiment and see in preview mode how the trees will impact us and what their relative shapes and sizes will be.